This session is sorry. This session is to talk about how to deal with connected and disconnected scenarios using Windows Store applications. My name is Alex Casquete. I think that this session will be very short. Yeah, okay. Thank you. First, thank you to the sponsors of the MCT Summit. And the agenda for today, I want to talk about this, about disconnected scenarios. We'll see how to store local data using SQLite and IndexedDB, and how to synchronize with Windows Azure mobile services and CouchDB. We'll see how to synchronize SQLite with mobile services and IndexedDB with CouchDB using JavaScript library. Okay, about me, some details. I'm MCT. I'm a mobile solutions developer in Spain, and here is my email address and my Twitter for all the people. And this is the common message that we see when an application is not supporting offline navigation. Yes, that means that the user of the application cannot use the application if he is not connected. And in many business applications, this is not an option. Okay, we need to support the disconnected scenarios. Okay, and besides, when working in disconnected applications, we need to consider another aspects. The first is that the mobile devices and phones have less storage or processing capacity that a desktop or a notebook computer, and we need to use the local storage properly. We can't store a complete database in local. Okay. Another aspect is that we need to use Wi-Fi connections when possible, and to keep down the cost of running a mobile application, we need to use, or we should use, a compact data format like JSON to transfer the data. And another consideration is this is important, that when working in offline application is that we are not alone when a user is working with an offline application. Probably there is another user. There is a disconnected user using the same data and at the same time. Okay, and in some cases we need to resolve the conflicts of this concurrency. Okay, but the important here is that the applications need a local storage to store data. Okay, and the options that we have to store data, we have a file system. We can store the data or the settings using a file in a folder, of the file system, or we can use the application local storage. We can use and that is an isolate storage for the application. Okay, and another option is that we can use third-party database. Here we can see SQLite or in IndexedDB. The three file system local storage in SQLite is possible or are possible to use with C# and JavaScript, and IndexedDB is only possible to use with JavaScript. Okay. We'll see these two cases. Okay, SQLite and IndexedDB. And SQLite, what is SQLite? Is an embedded SQL database that doesn't have a separate server process. It works as a library instead of a server, like SQL Server or MySQL. Another feature is that the data is stored in a single file. We have only a single with all the data, and SQLite implements most of the SQL standards, and we can use it in many platforms, and we can use in Windows Store applications as well. Okay, and now is the first demo, how to use SQLite. I open the Visual Studio. I will create a new project. No, sorry. A new project, a Windows Store application, a blank application, SQLite demo. Wow. Okay, I'm going to copy a basic layout to the application. If I execute this app, we'll see a layout, a form to enter basic data. And now I want to save the data in local using SQLite. The first thing, I need to add a reference to the extensions of SQLite for Windows 8.1. I need to change the target of the application because it's not working in any CPU. I need to change to 64 application. Okay. And the next step is to add the NuGet package. To SQLite. To SQLite net. This is a library that simplifies the use of SQLite with Windows Store application using C#. Oh, sorry. Cancel SQL. Okay. This package has two files that has the methods or the attributes to simplify this use. Okay. And then the next step is to add a folder that will be the model of the application, and we add a class person. Here, no. Here, add class model. Sorry, person, and I will add the attributes. Okay. I have this attribute, an ID that is a string field, name, phone, date of birth, and comments. And this primary key, master length are attributes of the library of SQLite. Okay. The next step is to add event handler of the in the app bar. I want to add the click, new handler. And here we'll create a new instance of person. Yes, and we'll add name is text name, comments, ID will be a git. New git to string. Date of birth will be date picker, date, and the font, the last field, text font, text. Okay, and next we'll call a method to insert person. We'll create this method. Yes. And here we can instance the database, SQLite async connection using a path. The path will be a file that will be in the local storage. That we can create here string db path application data storage current local folder path. We can combine path with the name. Data db. This is the extension of the files for SQLite. Okay, and then we can create a table using the entity that in this case is a person, and then insert. We can use insert to add the object. These two methods are asynchronous. Need to await for these methods. Okay, and that's it. If if we execute, Alex comments at, okay, that's, we'll see if I execute again, we'll see the path of the database. I put a breakpoint here, I execute again. Alex 2, okay. And the path is here. And we can, this is the local storage of the application. Wow. Local state. Okay. And now we have the data. And we can open this file with SQLite administrator. And here we can see the table and the data that I created. Maybe I don't have here. Okay, we have all the data. Okay, and the next step is to add a refresh method to consult the database and to show in the list view of the main page. Okay, and we can overwrite on navigate to and call refresh people. Okay. And that's it. Okay. And disconnected scenarios. Okay. And now we have the application that stores in the local storage, and then we need to upload this data to an external server. And we have many options, but I want to show you how to synchronize with mobile services. Do you know what is mobile services? No? Okay. The mobile services is a service or is a set of services that to enable to accelerate the developing of mobile applications. Mobile services brings a set of services as authority, server logic. We can add notification. We can add to the application data, as how we seen. We can add code to a scheduled task. These are the key scenarios. We can use mobile services to do a backend for all the Windows Store application, for Windows Phone, for iOS and Android. Okay, we can use this backend for in all the platforms. Okay, and the most important is that it's very easy. It's very fast to create this backend. Okay, and the demo how to use mobile services. I'm going to the portal in Windows Azure. Okay, this is the, sorry. No? Blinking? Oh, here we go. This is the portal of Windows Azure, and here we have the option to create mobile services. I want to create a new mobile services, MCT Summit. We can create a free database. Okay, I have okay. I have a mobile services created. We can use this to see, how, but the process to create is very simple. Okay. Here we have all the option that we can use in with mobile services. We can use now we'll see how to use the storage, but we can add identity to add in the applications login with Microsoft account, with Facebook, with Google, okay, and we can create a custom API. We can add a custom code, but the important here is that we can create data. We can create tables to use for our applications. Okay, here we have a table person that has data. I'm going to clear. Yes, and how to use this mobile services? This mobile services is very easy. I'm going to the application. This is new for the in the Visual Studio, the last version of Visual Studio. We can add a connected service. And I can select these mobile services. This will add the reference to the SDK of the mobile services. Okay, here we have the reference for Windows Azure Mobile, and in the app, we'll see the reference to the client. Okay, this is an static variable. Okay, and now we can synchronize. We can first we can add a new entity to store the date of the last synchronization. Okay. So marker. Okay, we have only two fields. The type name will be the name of the table, and the date, the last date of the synchronization. Okay. And then I have two methods to save the date in this table. Okay, this one. Sorry. Okay. This method is querying the last date, and this method is updating this date. Okay. And yes, I need to add to the entity, to the person entity, I need to add some fields, some new fields. These fields are the date of the last update of this data. And this field is for to know if the entity is deleted or not. And this one is the last update in the local database. Okay. And the last step is to add a method that will upload the new entities that we have in the local database. Okay. This is querying the table person of the local table, and for all new entities that update at field is not informed. Okay, it's not the mean value is not updated. With these new entities, will do this action. First, we delete the local entity. Okay, we will put the ID to null. Okay, to get the correct ID in the server, and we will do the insert in the mobile services. This is the remote the remote table. Okay. And then we'll update the local data. Okay. And the last step is to add the event. Here, sync data, and refresh people. And that's all. I will execute. So okay. And now, if it's all working properly, okay, we can synchronization complete, and in the table we'll see this new value. Oh. It's not updated. Why? I'm going to create a new entity. And synchronize. Okay, and now okay, here we go. We have the new entity in the Windows Azure. Okay, and this is how to synchronize data in between local storage and an external server. In this case, with Windows Azure mobile services and conflict detection. Okay. Okay, but what happens if we have two clients, two or more clients, and in some scenarios the clients may write change at the same time and at the same item, okay? And if we don't have any conflict detection, the last write would overwrite the last update. Okay, and Windows Azure Mobile Services support optimistic concurrency control by tracking changes using a field called version. This is a new feature that the team has been added the last week or 2 weeks. Okay, this is a new feature. And before committing a transaction, the optimistic concurrency control verifies that no other transaction has modified the data. And if the data has been modified, the committing transaction is rollback. Okay, we'll see this how is working this conflict resolution with another example. Okay. We have okay. This is the first page of the mobile services, and here we can create a new store application using these mobile services. And now I'm going to create a new store application in C#. I'm download this. I'm going to use a previous download. This is the SQLite SingLabs. This is the solution that is the same solution. Okay. Here we have to-do list. Okay, we can add buy a book. If this is a to-do list, but what happens if I have two applications? It's very. I want to launch the same application. I can execute twice the same application in to create two solutions. Okay, I have the task here, but I changed the description of this task. Change. When the focus is lost, the description is updated in the data. And now, if I change again in the first application, what happened? Conflict detected. Okay. And now I can decide what to do. Okay. And in this case, I can commit the local text. And how is working? If we'll see the code, Labs 2, yeah, here in the update to do item, we have a new exception. This exception is verifying that the value of the version property is the last. If the version is another version, we'll throw this exception, and we'll need to resolve the conflict with the current item and the item in the server. Okay? And this is the message that we have seen. Okay. It's clear? Very clear. And the next step is, and the last step, what happened with JavaScript. Okay, we have seen how to do this synchronization with C#, and we can use the same technology with JavaScript. We can use SQLite and Windows Mobile Services with JavaScript, but I want to show you the how to use IndexedDB database. Okay, IndexedDB is a database engine that is supported by many browsers and also by Windows Store applications. And we can store a pair key value, and each record is identified by a unique index. And also we can store a large amount of the data. We can store images, we can store objects, we can store arrays. But this API works very well, but this API doesn't give a way to synchronize with an external server. Okay, this is how to use the API of IndexedDB. This is very simple. Okay, we can open the connection of a database. We can create a transaction. When working with IndexedDB, always we need to create a transaction that has two arguments. And then we can create an object, in this case is a person, and to store this object, we can call the method add. It's very, very simple. And we can use IndexedDB and implement our own system to synchronize, or we can use PouchDB. PouchDB is a JavaScript library that synchronizes with an external CouchDB database. Okay, it's working in every platform and has the same data model that CouchDB, the same API, and the same conflicts resolutions. And PouchDB synchronized with CouchDB database. And the last demo will be this one. Sorry, again. With the blue screen. And in this demo, I'm using an external CouchDB database. I'm using Iris Couch. This is a free CouchDB database. It's free for a number of transactions. I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but it's free if we don't use many transactions. And here we have a table, customers. We can delete to delete database. Okay, and customers. Okay, and now the application that this is the application. This is a Windows Store application using JavaScript. Okay, and we can add Alex. Okay, we can add some data, update. This is using PouchDB. This data is in the local storage using IndexedDB. If we have a look at the code, is the how to use PouchDB is very similar to use a CouchDB database. The first step is to create an instance of PouchDB, and then we can subscribe. We can subscribe to changes, and in this case, for every change, I'm refreshing all the data. Okay. Here we have I'm using Knockout library to do the bindings, and here I'm create the customer object. I'm using the put method to add the object to the database. Okay, this is very, very simple and very similar to use very similar to IndexedDB. Okay. But the important is that we can synchronize with an external database only with this method. With replicate2, I need to set the remote CouchDB database. In these two lines, I'm indicating that the synchronizations is in two ways. Okay, to the server and from the server. Okay, very. I can synchronizing, and probably it's not normal. What happens? Okay, I don't know. It's not working. I can try again. Synchronize, or I can adapt another entity. Synchronize. Okay, synchronization complete. And we'll see the two entities. Okay, and it's the same case. I have a Windows Store application, in this case using JavaScript, that synchronize with an external server, and that's all. Okay, this is the objective of this session. Okay, to remember. Remember. Okay, three things to complete the user experience of in our apps. We need to add offline capabilities. Okay, we need to add offline navigations. We can use DB database engines instead of implementing all the methods to search, to sort. Okay, and the synchronization is not simple, but we have tools to do in a way more easier. No? Okay, and here we have resources. If you are interested in some synchronization with Windows Azure or SQL database. And thanks to the sponsors again, and thank you.